I trained my
I'm
kittens.
working on it. He just finally is going in the litter box.
Yay!
Yippee! Yes.
I remember the first time Nevaeh told me he pooped for the first time. We started cheering in my medical terminology class.
Yeah, I was a little worried that he wasn't going to do it. And then he did it all over the house.
Did you use any like stimulation technique?
No, he just did it.
That's probably why he was having troubles.
Alright, well, that was a fun audio to catch on to the stream as we get started. How is everyone doing tonight for session 11?
Tired.
That's fair.
I'm losing my goddamn mind because my stats teacher didn't teach me shit about my final.
You don't need to
That's
learn
also
anything
valid,
in stats,
and
you just do it.
That's also valid and relatable.
I swear, I might start cheating. Don't tell my teacher. I don't want to get dropped out of college.
He's actually the one viewer.
Implant a calculator behind your eyelids.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
look at the keyboard.
I have to go back and change my Discord thing in the program.
I got you your own keyboard. Play with this one.
Oh
yeah, I know you want it. Play with the keyboard.
Alright, so where did we leave off last session?
Death.
Well, one meant the other, but yes.
Well, continuing the fight from the session prior, we continued fighting off a bunch of the shades and possessed individuals, and one of our party members met their untimely end to a unknown force that appears to be not too happy with us for not dying, and they met their final end at the middle of the battle. But the rest of us were able to finish off the malevolent demon witch, and as that happened, all of the rest of the shades seemed to deal with themselves, and we proceeded to discuss our next steps and refocus on what we're actually doing here.
Yeah. Always rely on that Kenku recall. Yes, you all had concluded your combat with the crew of the Curiosity, who have dissipated into dust, having defeated the seemingly head of all, the true captain of the Curiosity, which was the Banshee woman. Fuck, what did I name her? Melinda Brooklyn. That's what her name was. Um, but upon her defeat, you all reconvene in this room as the Red Order seems to begin assuming positions on the ship to chart us on course alongside Rory, your father, Tithonus, at the wheel. And upon starting a conversation that I'm honest to God, I forgot the topic of. You are interrupted by the seemingly rejuvenated captain of the ship, Killian Chaffray.
Yes, Killian. What did you want to tell us?
That's that's gonna be a second to remember what that was about. He interrupted and he had a cool entrance and now I can't remember why he's in the fucking room.
I think we were talking about Abyssalisk, and he's like, "That's a bad idea."
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you were talking about going about your next plan of action. Either going and one of the topics of discussion were going to Abyssalisk, to which he made his entrance being like, that's not a good idea.
See, everyone keeps saying it's a bad idea, but I also see it as the only idea. Shut your trap.
You can't be going to Abyssalisk not on your own. We had a much more hardy crew than that, going to what you, I believe, had read in your own books. And you can remember and you can probably remember with that brain of yours how that ended.
Yes,
Or the very
judging by what we just went through, probably not great. Although I didn't exactly plan on going alone. That one that we just fought, probably not the most powerful one, and it almost killed us. And the last one we fought did kill us. So, alone wasn't exactly in the plan.
I don't know, I just woke up and I don't know if I'm still alive or not, honestly. It's quite fun.
Well, you seem alive enough.
Indeed, alive enough to take my ship back from Tithonus. Tithonus! And he walks up and away from the rest of you.
We should probably also discuss how we're going to handle what we were actually sent here to do, getting Charybdis on our side.
Yeah, real quick, it's been 4 weeks.
That's fair.
We're getting Charybdis on our side for the Zeus battle or the end of all times?
For the Zeus battle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't
Zeus
prepared a thing for that. Okay.
Rory, you probably know at least a little bit more about dragons than I do. You've lived in this area much more than I have. You seem to be very familiar with dragons. Do you know what one would find appealing, how to appeal to one?
Would I? I believe we know that it's red dragons that we're going into, right? Roll something to.
You could probably roll a history check.
Okay. I'm good at this.
On a natural 2,
His ass was not good at that.
you
In theory.
You don't know enough about what could help with Charybdis. Not because you don't know enough about dragons. You just don't know enough about dragons outside of Uruk.
Okay.
Dragons born in Mezowai within the Empire, regardless of what origins they come from, are are born and trained to all have like a similar goal. They are essentially indoctrinated in their own way into this sort of mindset, into their own kind of mindsets. The dragons outside of the Empire are much more individual. They are much more within the standards of what you've heard, like chromatic dragons being evil alignment, gem being neutral alignment, and metallic being good alignment, and so on and so forth. The stereotypes are more defined outside of the Empire, but you have only known dragons, aside from Anu, from within the actual Empire, and they don't conform to those kind of stereotypes.
Okay. I, I don't know if I could really help much with this. I haven't spoken to dragons outside of the other than fuck, why can't I remember his name now? God damn, he just said it.
Anu.
Anu, yeah. I have it written down somewhere. Somewhere. It's I'm not sure what we're going up against. I know I heard multiple dragons from what I remember.
Well, if it comes to a fight, we run. I doubt there's any way we're going to beat a dragon more ancient than any on the Council of Mezoi.
And being chromatic, I I honestly I don't know how we reason with him.
Perhaps we could try appealing to his pride.
Maybe.
Say something like, "Oh, Your Excellency, we have great need of you," or something like that. Maybe we tell them that there would be great rewards. I do have that receptionist to see if we could get the council to offer anything or give us some advice. He sort of motions to his book.
That that might be a good idea. I don't know. They might be busy, but I assume they send us here for a reason. They want all the help they can get.
Yes, I don't exactly think they want Zeus to have this, especially if Zeus himself is coming to retrieve them. Seems like a very important asset.
All right. Yeah. You can contact her.
I'll take out his book and write to the receptionist lady. Hold on, let me type it out so I know how many words I've got. Unsure how to proceed. Seeking advice in how to persuade Charybdis, possibly offer wealth, question mark.
Stop.
And then I'm just gonna say, like, ask council to make sure she knows that this is a question for the council and not her.
Okay.
There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And is this delivered like a traditional sending spell, or is this?
Yes, I believe so. Let me read
Okay.
quick. Yeah, the target hears the message in their mind. If they reply, the message appears on the page.
Okay.
All right. And I'll just message you the message so you know exactly what I said.
Okay.
It may take her a while to respond.
You see that the words pop up immediately on the book. Um, what looks like if if yawning could if yawning could be transcribed in the text at the first bit, and then oh wait, right away typed written into your book, and that ends it.
Okay, well, I'll
Letters.
have to do that again. In about a couple hours, we'll give her.
I think that's about as long as we have. We're about a couple hours away, right?
Um, looking from what you had remembered seeing, yeah, you probably are like a couple hours away. Not even
Okay.
maybe even like less than that, because you were able to see actively the island.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if we're on course, and we'll keep that open. I'll find out in a few hours what we can do, and hope for the best.
Well, however long it takes to get there, I think we need some rest. None of us are looking particularly good, except, I'm gonna look Junji, who is apparently completely unharmed. Fucking Erud's still at 3 whole
Nothing
points of strength.
Oh God.
can ever hurt me.
Well, that would be good for our future affairs. Let's hope you can keep up that streak.
I plan on it.
I will see if we're on course. I'm gonna go up and talk to my father if I could. I believe he would
Yeah,
live.
your father would be actually coming down the stairs, having seemingly been relieved of the position. And he kind of passes you, and he kind of sees you approaching, and kind of just, uh, and he's like, we're almost on our way. We have probably about an hour's worth of journey to catch up on, but we should be there in an hour's time.
All right. It sounds like the crew wishes to rest, if that's a possibility.
Oh yes. I'm sure Killian said that they were going to discuss with the Red Order to reassume the positions they will the crucial positions, but those that seem wounded from combat should have rest.
Perfect. Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Wasn't he at like 1 health?
I'm pretty sure. Why are you out here?
Oh, I had come to. It's funny. I meant to mention that I was joining on this trip. That is why I brought a shield of invisibility. But um I was coming to save my own company, and I thought and I thought it was necessary for myself to accompany and also to help my son and my wife. seems very obvious.
I just, I wish I would have known. It's it's dangerous out here. We're dealing with stuff every
Oh, I'm
day, and
quite aware of that. Ilios was not a pleasant upbringing, but it did come with its perks.
okay. Uh, you said we'll be back in an hour's time. That's
Mm-hmm.
do you? I know I asked this before. Do you have any other information on what we'll be up against? How far, how deep it is, and anything?
There
Any
should be
demands they might have said?
there should be a mapping of the mines itself, but it's about from what I had been informed, it should be about a a few hours journey through it. Honestly, actually, no. I could probably uh, you see the sort of wrist attachment kind of pops up this very very holographic kind of screen and just like looks at it for a bit. Uh, it was a pretty close channel system. I'm surprised we even decided to branch off in that direction. But it's only an hour. It should be only like an hour's walk towards the opening where we had encountered these dragons. They're also not helmed, but uh, at the front, at the brunt of which, before you meet the dragons, there seems to be a collection of kobolds that had formed this sort of pact with the dragons, and now there are kobolds that seem to be defending the entrances to that opening.
All right. And you all were on your way escaping when you found out about this, or had any information that they might have said, or it'd all be useful about now.
From what I was informed, there were six red dragons. I wasn't there I wasn't there myself. I had left Aurora to take care of the businesses there while I had a business meeting back in Uruk. But um, I wasn't able. But from what I had been told, six red dragons, a collection of kobolds, had been discovered in a branching cave system from the nearby island that we had seemingly entered in from through a new channel system that had been rooted out. And that's as much information as I was given.
Okay. We'll we'll be there soon and figure things out from there.
We will,
Thank you.
of course. Excuse me, as he kind of dips around and makes his way down to the lower levels.
All right.
There's a couple dents in the floorboards from where like 40 shades fell to the grease.
Rory, make a perception check.
Yeah. Oh boy, the ship's going off course again.
I know what would have happened if none of us made the perception check the first time.
Hey, I should just stop saying things when I roll. Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I'm good at that.
He says he's fine. He's not fine. You can definitely see that the few strikes that had actually hit him, that had seemingly avoided the shield that he had on him, seems to have had dealt quite a lot. There seems to be very large open large open wounds that have seemingly kind of healed, but it's not probably sitting correctly. In fact, as he's leaving, you can almost see a limp, but he seems to be very stoic about it, trying to almost hide that pain.
All right. Okay, this is kind of a meta question, so if you don't want to answer, that's okay.
Mhm.
we're about to have a long rest here, I believe.
Short
He'll be
rest.
fine after that, right? Only a short rest?
Only a short rest.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Well, I'll be fine.
Oh, God. I gotta look at what I have now. I gotta look at my resources. Okay.
I mean, surely Zeus won't be here in the 7 extra hours.
Kind of was hoping for who will. How many spell slots did I use? I guess
Hey, you guys are cutting it pretty close, honestly.
Yeah. Well, considering these 2 days have been put into 4 weeks, it's gonna be kind of close.
I'm sure there will be no more combat today.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Smile.
I know it's
Smile.
required, and I'm a charismatic being. All right. Well. All right. I'm gonna keep a close watch on him then. If he's hurt when we get over when we're starting our little deal.
Okay, sounds good. How does everybody else want to spend this hour before landfall?
Um, Erud would probably be just, is Megan awake and conscious yet?
Uh, Megan seems fine. Yeah, they seem awake and conscious. They are just kind of just off to the side of the ship almost. Killian has seemingly. It seems that Killian has checked on her, just not as much as just. But she seems very just left to her own devices on the side of the railing, just seemingly contemplating everything that just happened, just staring off, not even at towards off towards the sea, just staring at the wood on the floor.
Yeah, Erud would probably approach her and just ask, sorry if I'm a bit forward about this, but what all do you remember from the time you arrived at Abyssalus to now?
Um, Surprisingly, not a lot, but but it's strange. I don't remember a lot from that event, but I remember so much more. There was. I remember us making it to a fog. This massive wall of fog, almost, that seemed to stretch for miles and miles. We had tried to even divert around it, but we couldn't. And then there was a humming. A low humming that seemed to come from everywhere.
So this happened before you made landfall, then?
This happened. We we didn't make landfall. We never saw
Interesting.
land. We only came in and out.
Worrying.
Very.
And you don't remember anything else from the time you were possessed?
Only that we, unfortunately, served as a sort of not a trade ship, a transport for quite a few of those creatures. In and out, all over the place. Not just the Zov, not but Silva, Beator, all over the place.
Intriguing. That is very worrying, and has implications I don't think I want to quite get into right now. Do you remember why you were sent to pick us up?
We were meant to stop you.
Oh, was that? You cut
They
out a bit.
we were meant to stop you. They want this fight.
Well, then my suspicions were correct. We are being specifically targeted. That is very worrying.
They want the Empire to fall. And they want the they don't want they they want everything to fall. I'm sorry, I'm very vague, but all I was given, all I remember was was flashes, thoughts, like I was a part of like this hive mind for only a second.
It is okay. I'm surprised you remember what you did, to be honest. And I thank you. If there's anything else you remember, feel free to let me know. And he'll take out his tome and start writing.
Your friend, where is he from? The Fire Genasi.
Which one? Well, he is from Mesoi. He serves under the Acadia.
Okay.
At least that's what I've been told. I haven't exactly asked about histories. They're not really pertinent to me. Personal histories, that is.
That's fair. I was just asking because there was something. I don't remember. It just. It was like an aura, almost.
Well,
Something
if you
was
were to
just.
ask someone, I'm sure he would be open. He's a relatively friendly fellow.
No, I don't. We have. You all have a mission, and I will. And it's probably best if I just stay out of the way before I kill someone again. Sorry.
You weren't in control. I understand.
And I don't know if I still am. I don't know if I'm dead or not. That's. Well, I shall see to my husband. Sorry. Thank you. Excuse me. And, she starts making her way up to Killian.
Alright, Arud will nod and head back into the living quarters. Recline with his -4 strength. Fucking shaking somehow even more than normal.
Is it time to get some hit dice in here, or was it?
Yeah. You guys can roll some hit dice. Those who need it.
I definitely need it.
Uh-huh.
I'll use my D8.
While your companions are recovering on the brink of death, Junji, what you doing for this hour?
Probably he's not really looking up. He'd be like
Let's fucking
relaxing somewhere on the ship.
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted by the three max health rolls of hit dice by Erud. And then a 1.
Fuck you, I sat here watching.
Oh my god.
Arud is blessed, Rory is cursed.
Oh wait.
The nat 1 on the dice does the nat 1 on the dice roll can be re-rolled.
Oh, thank God! I'm gonna re-roll that D8 then. I'm also gonna add that.
Oh my god.
D8.
That was great.
Alright.
Okay, that's better.
That's better.
That's
I
better.
like that.
Arud is absolutely fucking living these last couple of sessions.
That
Oh my
strength,
God.
that strength score isn't looking good, but that con is looking good.
Yo, no, the strength is looking fine. I'd pull myself up by that rope on a nat 20.
That's bad.
Erud is blessed. This is the highest I've ever rolled on any character consistently ever.
Oh my God, that was awful.
That was great.
Alright,
That was
Might
awesome.
as well just use my last one. I gotta reroll it. That's nice. 9, okay. Oh, holy shit. Why did I crit fail so many goddamn times?
That was 3. Okay. Sorry, what did you say you were doing, Shuji, before we got... before that?
Junji? Oh, Cherry.
Oh no, they're dead.
God damn it.
So, I don't roll any hit dice. So I think, fine. So he probably, somewhere, probably on deck, just, watch, sailing.
Okay. Just a heads up, your microphone was, really not the best right there. I don't know if that was just
Unfortunately,
me.
I did miss, 2, so I made a little, so... Yes?
What?
Okay,
I'm looking at
Okay.
my sheet right now, and
I think your computer's doing the thing again. I think your
I don't have
processor is
choice.
blowing up.
You're going robot.
thumbs up.
That's better.
You're talking in like
Please,
10 frames a second.
Right? Right.
Alright, you're good now, I think.
Autobot.
I don't know. Telling me Mike's been all fucked.
It's... Yeah, alright, that's better.
Oh,
I'll go with that.
you guys know.
Can we what?
Roll 20. I don't think I more than one tab at a time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think...
You need to
Oh,
learn
God.
who's gonna be in control of Cherry's character for the rest of the game.
I guess I would roll 20 without my explode.
You might be able to do like roll 20 and or Discord on a phone and like
No Discord on
So
the
did
phone.
Oh, boy.
and
Great game,
Oh, my
guys.
God. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of the session for tonight.
See, it always... I feel like it keeps turning into just me and Erud.
Yeah.
Buenos dias.
Oh.
back.
Okay. Can you guys... Am I better now?
You are,
we
yes.
actually understand you.
Oh god, okay. Okay, so I'm looking at my character sheet, and I have my max hit point and current hit points. So I don't have to... Right? So, he's completely unscathed. This man is just, on top deck, just, chilling. I was not like a villain. Or like a hero.
Okay.
That's about it. I have no one to interact with.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me see something. Okay. Sounds
Who
good.
the hell are you?
With the what?
What
Oh.
is the Demetrius cavalry militia?
um. Do you have access to that sheet? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you have access to that sheet?
Yeah, we for some reason have access to the militia.
The militia,
We've
just
got
the militia.
we've
Oh.
got archer militia, we've got cavalry militia, we've got
Oh
infantry
no.
militia.
No.
Hey, I'm the fucking cavalry.
I don't even know what those are. No. Oh, because I gave everybody editing a controlling access to their sheet. Fuck.
You fool.
Infant cavalry.
What? In in fucking hate all of this. All right.
Wait a short rest, guys. I think this is a wonderful opportunity.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So, Junji, you and the rest of the Red Order having been probably the most unscathed from this encounter, the Captain Killian Joffrey requests that some of the Red Order are kind of pulled to assist in the kind of why am I struggling with this? The important facets of manning the ship, just general navigational and general kind of maintenance positions across the ship. But your two Wyvern riders are actually gonna chill on the front for a second because they took a beating from the previous from the attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, at some point Erud would also find Rory and I just mentioned to him, oh yeah, I don't think now would be a good time, maybe when we get back, but Megan seemed to be interested in you. She said something about a aura she felt while she was possessed, but I'd give her a while to settle down. It seemed to be a very traumatic process for her.
All right. You you think it was Jormungandr?
I have no idea. She didn't mention what the aura felt like. She just asked where you were from.
Okay. Yeah. When this is over, we'll talk about it.
Okay. So you all gain the benefits of a short rest as you spend the next hour traveling to the island of the Emathion mines. Don't have a visual. Suffer. But you find yourselves, but the sun is beginning to rise now as you make land port. The air around is there is a very eerie silence, but you come to realize it's mostly due to the lack of people just here in general. The Emathium mine seems to have been heavily evacuated after their attack from Charybdis and these other red dragons. But meeting you on the kind of deck of the ship, on the docks of the ship, seems to be a collection of dwarvish individuals. None that seem to be recognizable to Rory specifically, but it seems that your father Tithonus recognizes them as uh, employees of the Emathion mines and seems to begin conversation with them. Are you all joining with Tithonus, or are you all already doing something else at this
I'm
time?
looking for my mom.
Okay. Looking around your mom. Uh, make a make a perception check.
Yeah, I can do that.
Nope.
I can't do
Your
that.
mother, looking amongst these dwarven folk, your mother is not one of them.
Oh, good. I think I don't know.
But no, you do not see your mother amongst the collection of dwarfish folk more, uh, and more prominently don't see her within around the dock area.
I would definitely ask the crew where she is if Tithonus isn't already doing that.
Okay. Speaking with the dwarves, they would just inform you that she is up there, pointing up towards the cliffs. The docks is right along the face side of this large incline up the side of a mountain, with all of these different ledges and sort of platform built into the stone, and the dwarves kind of just point up to a point on the mountain where you can see your mother, elegant this elegant woman with long flowing. Uh, Let me just make sure I have this description right. Um, yeah. This tall, elegant woman with this brown, short hair that comes off to one side that seems to be blowing rather violently in the breeze, adorned in all of these different in this intricate attire of blacks, blues, and white fur, kind of just overlooking this conversation happening on the docks.
All right. Thank you. I thank you. I kind of walk away. That's just ready to get up there. Don't
Okay.
tap your nose. Don't do that. No, no. We aren't gonna humor this. My mom is a wonderful lady, not a red dragon.
No, okay. Okay. So you're walking up to meet with her.
I probably wait for the. I is the rest of the is the group gonna go up there? Does it seem like, or are they?
The dwarves
Wait,
are kind of just like more along, just kind of just like immediately going to take you to the problem. They don't seem like they're going to give you like a tour of the mines, let alone go and meet with Aurora. Tithonus is probably going to kind of just like let Aurora just stand up there, but is going to try to go to the problem
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay.
So it's either
I was
so it's kind
more.
of just like they want to go this way, but if you want to go this way, that's also fine.
I was more worried about her safety than like actually wanted to
Yes.
see her at the moment. Yeah. Rather take care of the problem.
Okay. So with that, the dwarves all begin to lead Tithonus and I guess the rest of you, unless anybody else wants to do anything else.
No, Junji will be going with Tithonus.
Okay.
Everyone's
The
following along.
uh, Junji, actually, the rest of the Red Order is also following alongside you. The Wyvern Riders, that I forgot their names already. Shit,
Oh boy.
these guys had names. Um,
They were people.
they were
What do you
people.
mean?
They were
They're my people.
important. They were important people.
Mike and Ike.
Mike and I. Well,
Mike and Ike.
I don't know. I don't know how one of my players is gonna feel about that. Let me see. Where?
Kike in mine.
Uh, I'm just gonna call them the Furball siblings. Um, so the siblings and their Wyvern riders are recovering, but they still seem a little bit They still seem a little bit wounded from the previous combat. I actually probably uh, I'll roll hit dice. Why not?
Did you fall?
I heard that.
He kept playing with the some of the chords, and he was like reaching out for him, and he fell.
Dumbass. I love
I
it.
know. He was adorable.
Anyways,
I'm on my way.
but yeah, you have so the three people that kind of have essentially names to you on the Red Order. The other people are kind of just people you haven't met before, but three are uh, this one who is named Leaf of the Jagged Teeth. This Triton folk looking person, um, who is kind of just a general like infantry person on the Red Order. And then the Furbolg siblings are members of fuck. Why am I struggling to find everything at the moment? Nothing has been. Oh, there we go. And then if I can scroll up fast enough. But anyways, do you want them to do anything specifically, uh, or because you know you're going into mines, which is not the best place for flying creatures, but they are also wyverns.
Um. Are the wyverns gonna be able to fit in the mines?
From what you've been told, they should be fine. There's going to it's a larger tunnel system that allows for large pieces of equipment that help with drilling through the mines to move in and out pretty fine. It's mostly just more along the lines of if they're going to be useful because it's still a very tightly packed area and they are still bigger creatures that are not going to have a lot of mobility flying wise.
Yeah.
Also, so just cuz I found the notes, the dragon on the wyvern on the right, this purple dragon is a amethyst dragon named Zasim. Their rider is named Miara Reschool, and then the one on the left, the black dragon, is named Deathclaw, and and their rider is Kieran Reschool.
Okay.
So yeah, you got Leaf, Kieran, and Miara. Miari.
I guess Junji would approach them and make conversation about, like what to do if combat will arise in the mines, and just get their opinion on it.
Okay. How do you How do you start this conversation?
Um, I guess I just approach both of them, and I trying to think of what I would. how I would phrase this. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm. If you approach them while on the, while you're still sailing over there, they would probably kind of just be sitting there. Uh, Both of them would kind of be tending to the wounds of the of their both their respective wyverns. Deathclaw seems to have hit it a little bit harder than Zasim at the moment, but they both seem to be recovering at a steady pace.
Wait, I thought we already made it to the island.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you were to if you were to try to interact with them prior to actually making it to the island.
Oh, no, my bad. I meant I'll like interact with them like when we're on land, like probably the same time that. Give me a sec. I'm trying to think of how to say it.
Okay.
Is it Erud? It's Erud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Probably when they would be like asking, because it was Erud was asking about their mom, right?
No, Rory was.
Rory, my bad. Okay.
Erud's mom is long dead. He's
My
like
bad.
Guess what
he's
you think.
like 80 years old.
Oh, I was like, is there like some secret tragic backstory we haven't gotten into yet?
Wink.
Okay, so I would probably ask the Wyvern Dragons when Rory was like asking the dwarves about their mom.
Okay.
That's what
At this point, they would probably be like packing up their supplies and just prepping to join in on the search. So you approach them and they both kind of just like assume they assume position. They you are kind of essentially the designated kind of leader of this red order that has been sent. So they kind of just like stand at attention to them, and kind of and Kieran, the youngest of the two of them, kind of just looks like Junji. How it goes?
I just wanted to ask you guys. We'll be going into the mines, and I know wyverns won't be given enough space to really fly in these mines. And I wanted to get your guys' opinions about how would you feel taking both of your wyverns into the tunnels. Do you think that they would still have combat capabilities if only kept on ground?
We should be fine in the on the ground. Our main concern would probably just be if it's tightly packed. The mines, I think, from what we've been told, the mines are pretty decently large, except for we have a large group of people. So it's gonna. So although breath weapons might not be accessible, uh, Deathclaw has a whole other arsenal, and so does Zasim. But Zasim is Zasim.
Alright. That was all I needed to know. I think we could be comfortable taking them down into the mines, and I believe that your wyverns will have the capabilities of keeping up a good fight without having to use their breath weapons. So,
From
loss
the
in
sound of it, it
ability.
sounds like we won't be. From the sound of it, it sounds like we won't be trying combat, but we'll definitely be there if you need it.
Yes, that's what I worry about. But that was all I needed from both of you, so I'm going to catch up and try and learn some more information about these mines before we head in with the rest.
Sounds good. Okay, so you who are you talking to about the mines?
Uh, God, give me a. It was the one I went with. I have a hard time pronouncing these names, so now I know how you feel with my character.
Okay,
The Sim, the Sim,
Zasim.
the Sim. Yeah.
Zasim is the amethyst wyvern.
No, no, not the Sim. Who is the?
Rory's dead?
Leave?
Who?
Are you talking about Rory's dad or like the other named red like the other named guard we have with us?
Tell me their names. It'll click in my head.
So there's Leaf, the other Red Order soldier that you know of. There's Tithonus, the father,
Tithonus.
Rory's father. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause yeah, I'd be heading back with him.
Okay.
I'd also
At the
be
moment,
near him. And
Tithonus is conversing with a group of dwarvish individuals that seem to be sort of running the mines. But at the moment, they are just about to be heading off to to the mines themselves. But if you but the dwarves kind of begin to walk off, uh, expecting everybody to follow along. And Tithonus does begin to follow along, so if you want to grab him at that point, that you can.
I think I would just follow him.
Okay, sounds good. So with that, is everybody else following along with uh, the rest of the Red Order are following behind as well, including the two Wyvern Riders. Uh, Rory and Erud, is there anything you wanted to do beforehand?
As we're walking, probably, Erud would write back to the receptionist and just say, has there been any response? If there hasn't, tell the council to sending me directly, running out of uses.
Okay. You would get a response pretty quickly. Basically saying, red dragons are known for their greed, their lust for gold. We are willing to pay for. We are willing to pay the dragon, essentially. We are willing to pay the dragons for their assistance.
All right.
Okay.
And Erud would just go over to Rory. Well, it seems the council is willing to open their pocketbook, so that should be our first line of bargaining.
uh, perfect. I think that would be that should. Uh, that's great.
If it is not enough, I suppose I will try and make things up as I go.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's enough. I mean, we all want the world to be around, don't we?
I would say I'd quite prefer it.
I'm sure he does too, or they do. As there's how many? 6, 8.
I assume you're talking about the dragons under Charybdis's command?
6.
Oh yeah, we're talking. Okay, yeah. All right.
All right. So you all are led through this weirdly uh from the promise of a mines. Rory, you are familiar with with this setting before, but for those unfamiliar, you are the prospect of a mine sounds very medieval esque. Lots of wood and stone being used in different elements. There's a lot of technologically what seems to be advanced technology used. A lot of metal is used in all different places. It looks straight out of. It doesn't look anything like traditional mines. A lot of different, what looks to be machines of uh, different purposes, made of metal and and almost looks like modern day to the outside perspective. But everything looks very pristine. Everything looks everything looks very nice, and everything looks very fancy. It's almost like this is a facet of of the Acadian castle, but it's here in as a mine in on the island. But to Rory, this just feels like home, almost. You are led through this facility all the way down, led down an elevator system that takes you down to a much more of a setting that seems like what you had expected. There is still bits of metal that seem to be acting up as support systems for different mines that have been opened up, but it looks very medieval-esque more as you are led down this way. And you see these. You are met with these massive circular tunnels that seem to be almost 30 feet in diameter a piece, as they all kind of seem to branch off in different directions. You see the dwarf that seems to be helming this kind of tour, not really tour, more that seems to be helming the group has a similar device to what Tithonus has, and it's almost looking at like a holographic map of the tunnel systems, which seem to just spread like a sideways tree, just going in all different directions, just webbing through and about all through the place. And you see that he seems to be paying attention to one that is rather short, but one that rather stretch quite outward instead of downward as you follow this path. At this point, it seems that this tunnel seems to get a little bit smaller and smaller as you continue. It doesn't seem this seems new. The larger ones seem to have had the time to get big enough for larger equipment to be able to be hauled in, but this one seems to be very fresh and new, and doesn't and therefore is a lot gets a lot smaller towards the end, as it seems to get a little bit more compact as you continue forward. At one point, the dwarf kind of halts the rest of the group and looks to Tithonus and says, "About 50 feet that way is where we met the opening. Should be right down there. And if you continue down the right side, it should lead you straight to where we found those dragons." Tithonus gives, "Thank you. We can take it from here." Right. So, how do we wish to proceed with this? As he looks to the three of you.
Well, we got an okay from the Acadian Council for promise of gold, so that is a good place to start. Who here speaks Draconic?
Erud will raise his hand. I do, and
Tithonus also raises a hand.
I am a decent negotiator.
Okay. Yeah, I mean...
Junji, you would also be speaking... You would also know Draconic.
Yeah, I also have it. I just got 8 to my charisma.
Not Rory, Junji.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm trying to look at my charisma.
We all got...
I have a +4 charisma, so...
I have a +1.
I mean, if you think you have this handled,
If I ask you to take over, you'll know, and I'll just look your way. It'll be a very obvious body language.
Alright.
I don't suspect I will need too much help. I'm fairly confident in my ability here. Language proficiency.
What? Junji, Tithonus looks to Tithonus turns to you and says, Captain, do you wish to hold your soldiers a bit backwards? I think if you were to hold them back just a few feet, maybe like 10, 15, just to show off we're not trying to start any conflict right off the bat.
Yes, of course. I can do that. I'll go back and tell them if they're not close enough and haven't heard yet.
They are like right next to you, so yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't know how close they would have been to us, my bad.
and if we do encounter those kobolds, say we have business with their masters, or perhaps, depending on how gullible they are, I could probably put on a decent enough dragon impression.
You could? I kind of want to see that now.
Kobolds
you
are
may see
very.
it when we come to it.
Kobolds are quite defensive of when they find a dragon to worship. So I give you the best of luck with that. I will be at your side, but not sure how useful that's going to be.
Well, if nothing else, I'm sure we can find a way through.
Very good. All right.
Illusions work so far.
Let's go meet these king of the mines. As he draws his rapier, and proceeds forward.
All right.
All right. So, you as the dwarf had said, about 50 feet, you find a massive opening into what looks to be a much larger cave system. This one seems much more natural, much less sculpted by mining, but it's much more grand in size compared to the tunnel you had just came in from. It's not as big as the like 30-foot diameter mines, but it's still quite big enough. It gives a lot more room for the wyverns who kind of just like who almost have to squeeze through, but once they're into this more natural cave, they're able to move about a bit more freely. Continuing in the direction provided by the dwarf, you go for another half hour of walking. Nothing too out of the ordinary. What is everybody's? Let me just check something real quick. Oh, also Bex is with you. just said.
What's up, Bex? Woo!
'Cause that
We left him on the
he's
ship.
been there the whole. If you want to say you left him on the ship, you can also do that.
I think we probably would have taken him with us.
Okay.
Now he speaks Draconic, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. You
I
walk in.
barely even know if X speaks. I think he said it like 2 sentences this whole
He said I should have stayed in bed and something about Vecna.
Something about Vecna. Okay. You all walk in, continue down this cave, and eventually come to a larger dip. The gradient of this cave seems to sharply decline as you kind of walk down this sharp decline, eventually coming to a leveling point where you see it opens up into a large cave, massive in scale, with a bunch of different other holes that seem to lead into other channels, but within the cave, it's within this large room itself, seems to be resting a large collection of kobolds that seem to be of gray in skin color, as they seem to
Sorry, can
be
you repeat that? What are they? My phone cut out.
gray in nature, gray skin color.
Did you say the
Kobolds.
name of the race?
Kobold.
Kobolds. Okay. Thank you.
The funny little dragon men.
um, but they all seem to be sleeping and seemingly unalert at the moment. But as you continue to walk in, you see one of them perk up, just shooting up at attention and looking at you all, and just gives like a little bit of a scream, like a small scream, and all of them just all wake up at an immediate attention and just start frantically moving about, prepping for some sort of like combat, just like holding out. They all kind of like have these like spears that they all pick up and just start like holding up in defense, but they all kind of seem to stay on one end of the room as you all kind of file in.
Yeah, Arid would like put out his hands in a show of like non-hostility, and he's going to say, like, how far away are they at this point?
They're about 30 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, Arid's just going to say in Draconic, "We mean you no harm. We need only speak to your master. We are here on very, very important business."
The master does not want to see you. Fuck off.
Has the master told you that himself?
Well, no, but they never want to see anyone.
But I assure you, your master wants to see us, and he would be very mad if he found out you didn't let us in.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
That's what it's all about.
Oh wait.
It's not an advantage, so that's an 11.
Okay. he looks. He's like, what? Hey, what do you have to offer? What do you want from him? From them?
Vast riches. Powerful
Rich.
allies.
They all just like, you all hear them all like rich, all in the exact same voice. What kind of riches?
But, well, gold predominantly.
Go! Just all of them just start losing them, just like, until they all just start like erupting and like gold. And just all of them are just like excited, and then the one and just like looking around, just like shut up. Continue.
Possibly magical items, artifacts, maybe.
Does he like artifacts?
Well, the master can choose whichever treasures he would like. Gold, gems.
Show us.
Arrowed will take out his coin purse and hold out, I'd say 20 gold. That seems like it would impress kobolds.
All of their eyes just light up. The one in the center just, stop it! Toss it over.
Arrowed will shrug and toss it.
Five of the closest ones just reach like hounds and just start diving for the gold and just start picking at it. The one that's just been talking this entire time just like, stop fucking, just pick it up! And they all just
much more where that came from, but we need to speak to your master first.
Fine. I will go and alert the masters. And just, they turn around and like begin climbing up one of their one of the walls that leads up to this large, almost central tunnel. Uh, as they climb up and look in and just kind of peek in at, uh, they just you see them almost like disappear around one of the corners as you can hear in the very distance, there's a masters, there's a people here with gold and they want to do that. As you hear them cut off as a scream, but with a scream as fire erupts in through the tunnel and just shoots out like a flamethrower into the tunnel system, only shooting out like about 10 feet out, but all of the kobolds just scatter, just screaming, and just hide off and towards the sides. There is a pause before you hear a rumbling sound. What sounds to be a single set of footsteps before emerging from the central column, slithering out, is the massive head of a ancient red dragon.
Erud would do whatever bow he would think a dragon would accept.
I do the typical Acadia greeting. You're muted.
I follow suit and I do a typical, you know, no, a soldier salute wouldn't do good. Probably just like a respectful like bow to the dragon.
Okay. As you all take a bow,
Great Charybdis, we are here on behalf of the Council of Arcadia.
sorry, I meant to say more. As you are, as you take a bow, the dragon looks around at you all, kind of just unamused, and looks off to one side at another and at another entrance, another cave system that slithers out another head, similar in size, similar ancient red dragon slithers out of another tunnel, and then another, and then another, and another. 6 of these heads all slither out and all look from their different perspectives down at the rest of the group. All what looks to be ancient red dragons.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Erud is just going to say up to the closest one, we are all here on behalf of the Council of Arcadia. They seek the help of the Charybdis and their dragon compatriots, and are willing to pay extremely handsomely for the honor.
The central one seems to chuckle and look to the others before looking back down to you. And pray tell, what is this request that you are willing to pay us for?
There is a war oncoming very soon, and they request
Which one?
that you, between Mezulai and I don't remember the name of the country personally,
Ilios.
but Erud would, yeah, them. And the council believes your help would be invaluable.
And you wish to pay us with this gold of yours?
Gold and whatever else your heart's desires. The council is very insistent in this help. Their pocketbooks are open.
Yes, I'm sure the currency of this single city-state that needs my undivided attention will be quite useful to me in seclusion. As the other ones kind of begin to just... There's like one that just kind of like chuckles a bit. He just snaps and he just stops.
Gold is not the only thing.
I
to
am
be gained.
familiar with this conflict that you speak of. I have kept my eyes and my ears open as he looks to the kobolds in the room, who are just shivering in the corners of the room. I know of the conflict you are calling me to, and it is no different than the hundreds that have come and gone from Zov.
If I may, this one brings more trouble than just our city-state. For a while now, we've been collecting resources in order to protect this world from an oncoming threat. And if Uruk is destroyed, I fear our world may fail.
And you put your faith in this one empire to save the world. But yet, it can be so easily stifled by a council of, what are they called again? Arcane captains. That is the term. I find that a little bit ironic.
The council's focus is not currently on war. Most of their resources are dedicated to studying this oncoming threat and preparing to deal with it. They are slightly lacking in the more international threats.
If I may, do enlighten me on which conflict they seem to be preparing for. Their prophecy?
The arrival of the Tiamat.
The arrival of the Tiamat. I see. No, I do not think I will be assisting with this. I will stay out of this conflict. But if you wish for me to assist, I do not think I am capable of such assistance.
Surely a dragon of your power would be very interested in having the council at their beck and call. I'm sure if they are willing to open up their pocketbooks this much, they would be willing to do other things you may ask in future.
Your gold means nothing to me, and the council means nothing to me. I am much older and stronger than the council itself. We are stronger than the council itself. And I do not think it would be in my best interest to go against my own master.
So you are working with the Tiamat?
I am not working with the Tiamat. Though my master has its own plans with the Tiamat, and unfortunately, it collides with the goals of the Tiamat, of the Council.
The Who is your master?
I assure you, you are wasting your time here. I will stay in seclusion and neutrality on this island here, but I will not assist in your affairs. Unless you can give me a decent reason that is beside your material possessions that you can offer.
What do you plan on doing with this neutrality and seclusion when the Unchained Oblivion comes?
Wait for my true calling. I will simply wait and wallow in my servants and wait until I am properly called. As I have been for the past. How long has it been now? 1,200 years?
Alright. This dude is speaking in riddles. Is there any way I can try and decipher this?
Not really.
Okay.
Remind me real quick, is the Unchained Oblivion another word for Tiamat, or like the arrival of Tiamat, or is that the
No.
other
The
apocalypse we're
Chained
facing?
Oblivion is not. The Chained Oblivion is not one that you have heard outside of what has been said, but but from what you have been informed, the Chained Oblivion seems to be a separate entity from the Tiamat.
Okay, so that's the other apocalypse we're fighting. All right.
The one that the Tiamat's trying to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So unless you can give us a reason outside of your petty material possessions that will be squandered until it is no more, I believe our business has concluded, and you may leave.
Is there a perception check or anything? I don't know what this man wants.
Yeah. Could I do like an insight or something to see if any of this is ringing any bells whatsoever from my studies?
I'll say you guys. I'm also conflicted because I don't know how much. I forget how much you all know. It's a little bit hard to differentiate what one group knows from the other, but you guys can make insight checks if you want to.
Okay.
I'm making an inside check. Easily.
You can also make an
Alright.
insight check as well, Junji, if you want to.
Also, guys, I did not know that I was trying to look at my languages earlier, that I just kept popping up language proficiency.
My ass is not insightful in this.
Oh boy. Well, sorry guys. Uruk is destroyed. Let's head home.
Well, I mean, he said he'd remain neutral, so like all we really had to do was make sure he didn't go with Zeus.
Damn.
Man, me and Eru know nothing.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
three of
No.
us have 0 insight.
You all know what you know.
What
You all
the
know
fuck?
what you know, but you all know what you
Hey,
know and
man.
don't know what you don't know.
All right, hold on. I'm reading the scholarly mind palace. That's it. Going back through everything I know.
Who is this man's master? Like at first I would think the Tiamat because like that's a thing in lore. But like it doesn't sound like it's the Tiamat. It sounds like he's waiting for something.
I mean, my first thought is whatever's controlling the demons on the island on like Abyssalists.
Hmm.
What's his name again?
The dragon we're talking to?
Yes.
Charybdis.
Charybdis.
Actually, you guys can make a perception check instead.
Oh
Perception?
boy. Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
You're trying to let us sit here.
I'm gonna use my fucking last Kenku recall of the day on this motherfucker.
Okay.
Didn't
Okay.
even need it.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Arid.
Chill.
Arid. One of one of your thoughts passes through your head, and you start looking for it. You notice small hints of black smoke kind of flickering off of the eyes of the central one, as well as the other 5 in the room. Their eyes itself seem to be this void black with a violet purple iris that seems to move around in their eye. Their teeth seem flaked with saliva of black ichor.
God damn it.
Alright, so now I have the information. Now what do I do with it?
Well,
I
consider the 6 ancient fucking dragons, we leave.
Is there any more excuses as to why we should assist in this petty conflict between nations?
Okay, so I don't know this. I'm gonna. What exactly are you asking for?
We
Is
are
there something you
asking
want from
for
us?
you to leave.
Perhaps it would be a good chance to help end some of the plague of life.
Clever. Though I share some ideals, my master, we aren't as, how shall I say? I don't desire to rid the world of its light as adamantly as my master would love to. I still retain a conscience, as you can. We still retain a conscience. Unlike most that survived.
What has your master promised you?
My master has promised a new life. A life outside of this. A life in their new sandbox. But that only makes sense for them. And to me.
This master, you have said yourself, seems very adamant on cleansing all life. How can you be so sure you will be spared?
How are you so sure that your efforts will fell this, my master?
I cannot be, but
Exactly. You must hope that your efforts and trust that all that you do matters, as I can merely hope on the word of this new creator, and trust that my efforts will have some sort of fruition as you do yours.
but to trust in yourself is much different than to trust in another. You are putting your fate in your master's hands.
And you are putting your fate in theirs, looking to the rest of the group. You are putting your fate in the Acadia. You are putting your faith in everything that you align yourself with. Is that not what I am doing, what we are doing here?
We are taking it upon ourselves to do what we can to stop what we do not want. From the looks of it, your master has you sitting here waiting. Either they fear what you could do if you wish, or they doubt you.
They let me wait, so that I may grow stronger. They allow me the opportunity to grow and allow me to wallow in my desires for carnage, so that when I am called upon, I will not hesitate, and I shall give them exactly what they want, so that they can do the respect to me.
So they see you as a tool.
They are a god. That is exactly what everything is to them. And I will too be a god in their new world.
Gods have fallen.
I know that all too well. I don't think you would understand the full picture.
It takes a smaller perspective to notice the details.
But it takes the one perspective, the one who has seen it all, to know exactly what is coming, and what has happened, what will happen, and what side I should sit on. And I should rather sit and wait out the inevitable. Follow the orders of a god until I too am given such a position before, and rather than to spit in the face of a god and watch my world burn. No. We can sit here and debate on our two sides. But I have unfortunately chosen my side. long ago. And I'm not going to squander 1,200 years of preparations to fight a mere mortal, no matter where he was once before. So I ask one final time, and I would really choose your answer very carefully. Why should I fight alongside you and oppose the wishes of my true master?
Gang, you got any ideas? I've thrown out the self-determination card. I've gotten as philosophical as me as a person can be.
Oh, fuck.
Um,
I mean, I have one idea, but I have no idea how it would turn out.
That looks like the only one that anyone's got.
More ideas than I've got right now.
Okay. Well, he talked of someone that's seen it all. I got the one dude that's seen literally everything. You've said that you've seen it all and that you trust because you've seen it all. What do you make of Jormungandr?
Jormungandr. That is a name I have not heard in quite some time. How does this world know Jormungandr?
I know of him as someone who's helping me try to stop this conflict.
But what is his nature? Who is Jormungandr?
I mean, I guess he's a pretty cool dude. He's helped.
As you see the all of the dragon heads just laugh at at the he's a cool dude. Just, Jormungandr is nothing more than a warlock patron, I sense. Is that right?
He's seen everything. He's seen more than
Pray
anyone.
tell, what does everything mean to Jormungandr? What has he seen?
Okay. I want to make sure I'm not
Yes.
saying anything that isn't true. He's seen the end of the world multiple times.
He has seen
Like,
it.
do I know that?
He has seen the future. He has seen the future, and he has seen small glimpses of what has happened.
Okay.
He knows more about the future, than he does about the past. But he doesn't know the ending.
But he does know that sending us on this is like a way of preventing that ending.
He's been attempting to get the seeds going, essentially. Planting the seeds to sprout into what he thinks is the future.
Okay.
Or what he has seen as the future.
He's seen the future, and he's sent me and my party here to try and prevent this conflict. You claim to know what is coming and to have seen everything, and I am telling you that with your help, we could make a different future. One that's not based on trust.
how much of this future is known to Jormungandr? Does he know how it all ends?
At the moment, no.
So you entrust the words of a man who has not, of a entity that has not made itself entirely known to you. One who has seen the future but doesn't know the future. And simply trusts that his endeavors in the present will lead to this future that he has seen. A future that has not been interfered by him in the present.
He sees what things will happen, and he has helped to prevent those things from happening. I assume that the reason he has not seen the very end is because it is not written yet. Because there is still an option.
Is that what you tell yourself? Or is that what he has told you? Why does he not know the end? Why is he here?
I suppose I haven't asked him.
You entrust the words of whatever entity Jormungandr has been. But I know that no matter what he is now, who he is, who he will be, who you will be, I know who is at the helm of who you oppose. I know what they have gone through, what they have done. And I can merely imagine the true ending of this conflict. My master opposes your creator, rivals it. The yin and yang of your creator is mine. And he stands to oppose everything your creator has made. And he has done it. It has fallen before, and it will do so again in his own image. Your creator was left weak. Your gods were left godless. Your world, your realities were left in shambles. So I ask you, after I have already said one final time, why should I oppose Ares, the goddess of chaos, the chained oblivion? And that's why we're going to end the session off for tonight.
Oh.
Furiously writing in my notes.
Man, we got another name for this dude?
How would I spell that?
This Nicolas Cage himself. Nicolas Cage played Ares, right? I thought that was a thing.
I said Ares.
Ares. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, let me see.
I was like...
Damn, I couldn't debate bro the big dragon out of their religion, SMH. Good session. Some nice philosophical talk there. I'm sure this will have no repercussions when we get back.
Isn't it going to be great to fight 6 ancient dragons?
Yeah.
No.
No, we won't have to fight them.
Oh, yeah? We'll just have to die.
I rolled to seduce all 6 dragons.
The real master play.
Zhangji could take every single one of them. He could.
In
I
a
believe.
fight, right?
right.
You're silly.
Gulp.
All right, so that's going to be the end of session 11 for tonight. Um, hopefully we'll have more people next week. If not Nevea, then probably I'll
Next
if
week?
you not next week, the
2
week
weeks.
after.
Okay.
What day specifically? The 25th.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good old 2-5.
Good old 25th. Good old 25.
Dude, all of this fucking information is like I love it because it's all being told at the exact same time for multiple different groups. So it's all
Of
just working
course.
out so well.
It doesn't really feel like there's any persuading this dude. But he keeps on asking, which makes me feel like there is a way, but also, I got no other options.
I don't feel like selling my eternal soul would help very much.
He's essentially trying to ask you until you just walk yourselves out.
That's kind of the vibe I was getting from him. But I figure Arrow would keep trying. I'm fucking out on the philosophy though. That's all the philosophy my brain's got.
Yeah, he's kind of just he's essentially doing what you guys are doing, just in where you guys are actively going about prepping for shit. He's kind of just like, I don't need to do any of that. I'm just here. Like nothing. I don't have to like my guy told me to do nothing until he needs me to do something. So I'm just going to sit here.
And it's the long list of things we have to kill when it comes up.
Mhm.
Well, on the bright side, that isn't +1 world-ending threat. That's just more to the one of the world-ending threats we already have.
There's
An
just
ancient hydra, an ancient collection of dragons that is older than the Acadia itself. It's just another facet of Eris.
It's another thing we gotta deal with.
Just
And
another thing.
sort of also on the bright side, we now know it's not 3 separate world-ending threats
No,
because it's just the 2 world-ending
but
threats.
doesn't that just make make one of the world-ending threats so much more deadlier?
Yeah, the second world-ending threat is now much worse, but
Yeah.
there aren't 3 of them.
There comes a point, I think when you say world-ending threat, you can't just add worse to it.
The worst world-ending threat.
This one, so much worse.
It's like the DC universe. There's just too many of them.
Oh, now there's 6 more dragons with this world-ending threat. It's even worse now. It's a world-ending threat. What?
Listen, we've already killed 2 agents of the world-ending threat after they killed us all. Don't worry about it. We are basically unkillable, except that time we all died.
Melinda actually wasn't. Zugtmoy wasn't as strong as she wanted to be, and Melinda wasn't as strong as what Zugtmoy was supposed to be.
Nonsense. Those were the 2 most powerful demons. Those 2.
Yeah, no.
It's all
Downhill. It's all downhill from there.
Melinda was a fucking banshee. That was literally it.
One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
Even when all of his friends die.
Alright, well, that's going to be the end of the session for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. It is almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I have work in 7 hours. So I'm going to see you all later.
Erud has depression now.
Has it just started?
There was hope before, and now it's kind of...